Hey guys, welcome to the weekly post market report. And in front of me, I have the CNX Auto Nifty. As usual, we start with Nifty and Bank Nifty, but I want to show you guys the auto sector because how beautifully both technical, fundamental, even economical news has come together for this particular sector is very interesting. So, right in front of me, as you can see, we have a technical aspect of it, and if you can look at it, right, so clearly there was some sort of a trend line going on from above, and market has given a very clear breakout of this zone. And we can even draw a horizontal resistance as well. If you look at it, this is a resistance zone and market is trading very close to that. On Friday session, we noticed a doji candle as well. So now what is very important to me here is the stocks within the particular sector. Each and every stock has made a really good pattern as well. So let's just take a look at it one by one. For example, if I have first off, I have the Mahindra and Mahindra. As you can see, it is trading at around almost near its all-time high at about 3,200 rupees, and clearly it is trading near a proper resistance that it has rejected multiple times. And even on Friday session, we noticed a slight decline from that zone. So what gets most interesting in this particular stock is if it manages to close above this particular zone of 3000, around 230, then we will notice a huge upsurge in the stock, because clearly that will be an new all-time high breakout as well. So a key level to watch it for me in the coming week in Mahindra and Mahindra is actually the horizontal resistance that we can see at the top. And not just Mahindra and Mahindra, we also have multiple other stock. For example, Maruti Suzuki, one of the biggest automaker out there in India, and as you can see, we have already seen a good amount of run up in the stock, right? Clearly you can see on Thursday and Friday we noticed a huge surge in prices from 10,800 to it has almost rallied about 1,000 rupees worth of its price. So clearly there's already a huge momentum, but even that is trading very close to the resistance. So just like the whole index and a lot of other stocks that we're going to see are trading near resistance. So if there is any more positive news in the sector, clearly it will break out of that zone and we'll be able to see another good rally. But will that happen in the coming week itself is a mystery to me as well. But the main reason why we saw such a huge run up on be it Wednesday, Thursday and Friday is that on first of every month we get the auto sales data, right? And surprisingly, just because of New Year, a lot of people book their cars, they buy their cars, and clearly auto sales go up around this corner. And another sectoral change is in around October, when we have all these festivals. During that festival time as well, we notice a huge surge in sales. But this year it has surpassed the sales that it made in the festival, right? The new year sales are higher, and clearly market is very happy about it, except for maybe few stocks like Ashok Leyland, which did not perform that well, because again, Ashok Leyland, fundamentally they do not concentrate on passenger vehicles. Mostly it's about commercial vehicles. So next up I have Hero MotoCorp. Even this particular chart, right, such a beautiful pattern. This is on a daily time frame, but I'll go to the weekly chart. So over here, if you can see the weekly chart, right, such a beautiful structure. It came to that particular support zone and made a doji. Doji represents basically the market waiting. So clearly if there's another bullish candle over here, it will confirm the morning star pattern as well on a weekly time frame. So clearly a very bullish chart that I see, and trading near its absolute support zone. But again, we have seen such a huge downward trajectory in Hero MotoCorp. So it has to go up along with all the other stocks as well. So this is a good as time as any other. So because the whole index and a lot of other stocks are also complementing each other, I anticipate a good amount of surge in all the auto sector for that matter. Next off, I have Isha Motors. Isha Motors actually delivered one of the best monthly sales report data on December. So clearly we noticed a huge surge in the stock, went up by 10-12% in a day. That's a huge thing for a FNO stock like Isha Motors, right? So if I just go into a daily time frame, here you will be able to see there's a good breakout of a horizontal resistance zone. Now clearly if you have already missed this breakout, I mean, it's not worth buying it at this particular price. Especially for me as a trader, I would not go and buy at this price. But if it comes back, because like I mentioned, all the other stocks are also near resistance zone. So if it so happens that it comes down, then clearly we will be able to see a if we'll be able to see some sort of a bullish candle, like I don't know, hammer or a morning star pattern, then clearly it will give me a very good opportunity to go long in this particular stock. So I'll be personally watching this in my watch list for at least a couple of weeks to see if it will come over here. If it does, that's a great bet to take for me personally. And next off, I have a few other stocks as well in my watch list. One of them is called as Asha Pura Mindchem Limited. You can see the script name at the left hand top if you want to search it later. So here I really love this particular chart, because if I open it on a weekly time frame, right, market made an all-time high, and then it just making that horizontal, it's just stuck in that zone. And clearly on this week session, we saw a good amount of surge in the particular stock. So I myself am will be keeping this in my watch list, and if I zoom in, you'll be able to get that particular levels as well. As you can see, we have an all-time high at 483 rupees. So if it manages to close above that, if not 483, at least this high of 470, then I myself will actually think of maybe entering into a buy position, because it's a very good breakout. Next off, I have Zindal Worldwide. A stock that I don't really watch a lot, but again, this is a very good pattern to avoid. As you can see, there's a really good resistance zone, and stock has tried to make all sort of negative candles for the last couple of weeks. This is on a weekly time frame as well. As you can see, about 4 or 5 rejection candles, and finally it has closed right about that resistance zone. So it gives me a bit of faith in going long in this particular stock, because it has already tried to reject it multiple times. So it has finally come back. I feel like Zindal Worldwide is one of the best charts that I have in today's video, and clearly the next resistance that I see, or a target for myself, is 476. So clearly that is a next hurdle for the stock. Once it appears here, maybe then we'll have to wait and see if it will give another all-time high breakout or not. So, and next off we have one more stock, that is, so next off I have Jubilant Ingrevia. So I think this has something to do with the movies and stuff, right? So clearly Jubilant, I really love the chart pattern over here. This is called as a cup and handle chart pattern, right? So clearly a very beautiful technical structure appearing in the stock. And on Friday's session, we noticed a good amount of a very good bullish candle with a good amount of volumes as well. So clearly this gives me a bit of faith. This has to be the second best chart that I have found for the week. So next off we have Reliance Industrial Infra. There's a lot of news going about Reliance, right? They're made of quite a few acquisitions this month. So clearly the stock is in a buzz, even though Reliance as a stock, I think it has given a negative return for the first time in a decade. So clearly, even though there are the big giant has gone sideways, the complementary subsidiary companies are performing really well. And as you can see, Reliance Industrial Infra is one of those, and I've already drawn a good a trend line resistance from the top. And on Friday's session as well, we noticed a good amount of surge in the stock. So if I just go to the daily time frame, you'll be able to see on Thursday and Friday we noticed stock went up and took resistance from that horizontal, the trend line resistance that I'm talking about. So if it manages to close above the previous Thursday's closing, I see a good amount of bullishness in Reliance Industrial Infra as well. And again guys, just to mention, this is not an investment advice. I'm just sharing you guys how to go through the charts and find notice those chart patterns. So I really hope you guys do note down these stocks and try to do your own analysis before entering into any of these stocks.
If you're a trader following market calls and tips for day trading, use our tool RNT, Research and Trade. All you have to do is link RNT to your trading account, then just sit and relax. Turn trading into business at app.gwcindia.live. Check out description for more details.
Disclaimer: investments in the securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.